Well, y'all can read, right? MAGA Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has passed away at the age of 71 suddenly. Yes, this is a smile on my face. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Lindsey Graham is dead. Mitch McConnell is laid up in a hospital bed somewhere attached to puppet strings like it's the weekend at Bernie's. And Dookie Booty is online talking about it. He said, Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known, is dead. He was always working and was a true American patriot. Lindsey will be greatly missed. Details and arrangements to follow. So sad. President Dookie Booty. I just have one question for Satan.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Why the fuck is everybody dying except for this motherfucker? Why is he still up, talking, breathing, living to see these motherfuckers go? I don't know what Iran is waiting on, but y'all better follow through with that promise that y'all been making all week. Y'all been saying y'all was gonna get this motherfucker. Do not disappoint us. And to Lindsey Graham,
I wish you well. In hell.
I really
Burn in hell.
Well, y'all can read, right? MAGA Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has passed away at the age of 71 suddenly. Yes, this is a smile on my face. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I mean, God, we was talking about Mitch and wigs, but you know what? A win is a win.
Good morning. Forgive the big smile on my face. I just found out that Lindsey Graham died. So if you don't know who Lindsey Graham is, he's this evil little gay Republican who is a senator from South Carolina. And he never would address that he was gay publicly, but we all have stories. Lindsey!
Guys, I can't even be fully 100% happy and celebratory that Lindsey Graham is dead because I get on here and all of the first posts I see are from all these mainstream corporate establishment public people being like, oh, we should really put partisanship aside to come together and mourn and respect and memorialize the late great Senator. No, we don't want to do that, and we do not have to do that. And why are we doing that? What exactly did he contribute that we need to like put a pause on the partisan politics of fascism and celebrate? And what did he do? Because I can't think of anything either. He spent his last few months going on mainstream TV screaming and crying about how he wanted to send all South Carolinians to Iran to fight for Israel. Like, y'all are trying to, like, Charlie Kirk-ify this situation post-mortem, completely rewrite who this fucking awful person was. And I'm not gonna let y'all do it. I'm not gonna let y'all do it. Like, it is not, like, graceful and classy to, like, rewrite who a bigot was after they're gone. Dying does not make you a saint. And if this is any sort of preview of what we're gonna get when the big one happens, fuck all the way off. Fuck all the way off. We are not doing that. And I know people like the Cory Bookers, the Chuck Schumers, the Nancy Pelosi's, they're all gonna come out and be like, we may not have always agreed, but President Trump, no. That is why we are replacing all of y'all. Because you don't get it. And your response does not represent the response to your constituents. And yet you speak for them. No. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Stop it.
And of course, Wigs R Us has put out a statement. He said, Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known, is unalived. He was always working, and he was always true to American patriots. I'm gonna skip over that. He was true to Israel. He said Lindsey will be greatly missed. Details and arrangements to follow. Lindsey Graham served 23 years in his seat as a Republican in North Carolina, okay? He's done some damage to this country. He's worked very hard to make sure that the Republican establishment in the South stayed exactly what it was. And he also fought very hard for Israel. really hard for Israel. My final words for Lindsey Graham is elevator going down. I mean, we're just waiting on 2 more, maybe 3.
I get off stream last night. I learned that Lindsey Graham passed away. Rest in hell. But, the funniest thing is you read into the story, they're talking about he had a swift, unexplainable, illness. Yeah, he was 71 years old. It's called being an elder. Big dog, you could blow on them and they pass away. I'm not even going to lie to you. So, that's why people keep saying, we shouldn't be having these old-ass niggas in office. He just got reelected not too long ago, right? So now they're going to have to replace him. This is crazy. But anyhow.
So Lindsey Graham is dead. There was a time when I wouldn't be glad about the passing of anyone. This was an evil guy. Lindsey Graham was an evil guy. I am sorry for his children, his grandchildren, his wife, but not him. And that's hard to say. I'm an empath, but I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's gone. He was an evil individual with no spine. He never stood up when he needed to, when it counted for the people of this country. And he touted his military background as he gleefully sent our men and women in military service off to die for another country, for Benjamin Netanyahu. While tens of thousands of people were killed in a G-side. And he gleefully supported that. This is an evil individual, and he is one of a bunch that we currently have in the world, not just in this country. And I will not mourn their passing. They move forward in life through feasting off others' suffering. And the world doesn't need people like that. They don't. So I will not mourn his passing. I will not. I will hope that there is a moment of respite for the people that he made suffer. Countless people he made suffer through the policies that he pushed and the actions he took and the statements he made to diminish and harm and hurt others for his own benefit and the benefit of people with fucking money. That's what I hope for, is I hope they get a moment. I hope those people get a moment. Lindsey Graham's dead, and I'm not sad he's gone.
Lindsey!
Friend pick up the phone. Lindsey Graham is gone. So that makes him, Mitch McConnell, and then there's one more space left. Now, what does this mean for the United States of embarrassment? Graham's seat cannot remain vacant. So the governor, Henry McMaster, that's not his name, Henry McMaster must appoint someone in interim until November because a special election must be ran. Now, this also is a little tricky because Graham recently won his election and his seat. I guess I also didn't realize how red South Carolina was because in the most previous election, Lindsey Graham received 56% of the votes while his opponent, I think his name was Mark Lynch, received only 28% of the votes. What's up with South Carolina? Anywho, as always, I will be available to provide you with breaking good news to outweigh the bad thoughts and sorrows.
Guys, Aaron Partners is asleep, so I guess I'll just do this. Breaking news, Lindsey Graham just died. He was 71 years old, and his office just posted this. It says, on the evening of Saturday, July 11th, which was yesterday, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Senator Graham's family appreciates prayers at this time and are asking for privacy. NBC News is reporting this was a cardiac arrest. They said that emergency personnel responded to a call of a cardiac arrest at Graham's Capitol home on Saturday night, according to a police scanner obtained by NBC News. Seems like they also had some photographs and some other stuff to confirm. What's even crazier is that Lindsey was literally just in Ukraine the other day. That's some crazy major breaking news to get in the middle of the night. Well, that's my one-off as a news reporter. I'm going back to debating. Bye!
Okay, I just woke up to the news about Lindsey Graham. Wow. Diva down. Diva way, 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 way down. Dante's Inferno, Ninth Circle. Did it go down that far? I don't even remember. I'm actually in shock. And I have to be honest, I've always thought that Lindsey Graham was a sellout and had no integrity, but I always felt really sad for him. Because it's really sad to watch a grown man refuse to live in his truth. And I always held out this little piece of hope that maybe one day he would come out of the closet. Maybe one day he would finally wake up and realize that he can't go and be a mouthpiece for Trump anymore. Because by all accounts, people who worked with him in the Senate said he never agreed with like 90% of what Trump was saying. And he openly talked with his colleagues in the Senate and in Congress about how crazy he thought Trump was.
And they in the green room at ABC, they say, "You're so brave. That's so great. I totally agree with you. He's nuts." And then they go out on camera to be interviewed. They go, "The greatest president since Abraham Lincoln." You know? And then they come back in the green room and they say to me, "I have to do that, but like I don't really mean it." That's what they say.
Like who specifically?
Overtime's not long enough to give you all the names, but I'll give you one. Lindsey Graham.
To die at 71 years old of an illness, which to me is fairly young, especially if you have means and you have access to great health care, and you never had the opportunity to live in truth, that's a tragedy to me. That's a tragedy to me. When you sacrifice your integrity, whatever that other person is offering is so beneath the value of your soul. Anytime that you are compromising one of your values, your morals, your faith, whatever is a part of the essence of who you are selling your soul. The soul, the spirit gives life to the body, not vice versa. So every time that you make a sacrifice like that of your integrity and of your values, you are slowly killing yourself. Every single time that Lindsey Graham got out on stage and said something that was contrary to what he really believed in exchange for money or political protection or power or whatever reason he was doing it for, because maybe somebody had evidence of him being gay and he wanted to protect himself from it coming out, even though we literally all know that you're gay, honey. The closet door is made of glass and we can all see you. You could have come out years ago. It really wouldn't have changed a damn thing. You were slowly killing yourself. Sacrificing your soul, sacrificing your integrity will kill you in the long run. And Lindsey Graham said he was a Christian, said he supported Christian values. Well, there's a scripture where Jesus says, "What good is it to gain the whole world, yet forfeit your soul? Or what could anyone give in exchange for your soul?" In the end, what did Trump give you that could possibly be worth more than your life? I don't know why Lindsey Graham got into politics in the first place, but I'm sure it wasn't for his legacy to be that he was a liar, that he was a hypocrite, that he was a puppet for a rapist, for a fascist, for you to be remembered for being on the wrong side of history. And you actively knew that and did it anyway because you thought it would protect you. Wow. Rest in peace, diva, I guess. I pray to God for his own soul's sake that he repented for all the wrong that he did before he left this earth, because my God. Please be true to who you are. Please be true to who you are for your own safety. Like your life depends on it, like your soul depends on it, because it does. Please live in truth. Have a good day. It is 6:43 on Sunday, July the 12th, and news has broke. MSNBC, CNN, Lindsey Graham, senator from South Carolina, age of 71, has passed away as of, I believe it was July the 11th, like yesterday. Okay, and this is a big deal. Senator Lindsey Graham is a Republican who has been in that seat for over 2 decades. I need you to understand some of the policies that Lindsey Graham has single-handedly swung into motion and the people that have been impacted by it. Senator Lindsey Graham started off not being a supporter of President Donald Trump, but has since become one of the major supporters and advisors to President Donald Trump. You may know that Senator Lindsey Graham is a huge supporter of Israel and was staunchly against limiting firearms to Israel. Senator Lindsey Graham is the same one that said about Greta and her friends who were trying to go and take aid to Gaza, I hope they can swim. Senator Lindsey Graham is the same one who supported the war in Iran. Senator Lindsey Graham supported 500% tariffs on anyone who decided to purchase Russian oil. Says that the 500% tariffs is what caused President Putin to come to the table. I don't see that. I don't see it that way, and neither will history. Senator Lindsey Graham is the same one who supported the foolery of Venezuela when we went in and decided to kidnap their leader. Senator Lindsey Graham also was the one who supported the shutdowns, 1, 2, 3, all of them that has happened this year. Senator Lindsey Graham is the same one that says that it is the president's discretion to be able to make all of these decisions. I mean, Senator Lindsey Graham, for somebody that has been in the office for 2 decades, during the traditional Republican Party, during the rise of the Tea Party, now during the rise of the Trump Party, his rhetoric has been troubling. Senator Lindsey Graham is the same one that said that supporting Vice President Kamala Harris for president is more dangerous than President Trump's rhetoric. That's who Senator Lindsey Graham is. And he has for a very, very long time been the glue in the Republican Party, keeping rank and file Republicans in line. If Senator Lindsey Graham is going, everyone else is also going. Senator Lindsey Graham has more pull than Speaker of the Senate Thune. Yes, that's who Senator Lindsey Graham is. And the interesting thing about this sudden seat being void, it's not just the seat. The seat is a big deal because the Republicans were not looking forward to it. Senator Lindsey Graham was not running for re-election right now. His seat was not up for re-election right now. So this is something that they were not prepared for. However, they have also lost a major supporter and a major person that served to ensure that the president's desires were top of mind for other Republicans who may not be as attached and as gung-ho about the president. And losing that in this Senate right before the midterm elections is a big deal. Huge deal, even. And it's very interesting that this happened while you still got them people down in Kentucky who's playing around with whatever is going on with Mitch McConnell. Playing. So in the midst of them playing about Mitch, the Lord's like, let me go ahead and give me that one. Crazy news. Sunday in the morning. Can't even crack my eyes open. Wow. Things just got interesting. Midterm elections, we finna wake it up. I don't really know how South Carolina goes about handling it when there is a sitting senator or a sitting
a congressperson who is already in a seat, how they go about filling that seat when they do pass away. But I'm telling you right now, that this is not the news that the Republicans wanted at all. Crack of dawn.
After watching all of those video clips, one detail stood out to me in particular. The people appearing in those videos were not simply random strangers celebrating for no reason. Most of them explained quite clearly what had led them to react that way. You may agree or disagree with their views, but it is difficult to deny that those emotions developed after years of following Lindsey Graham's political career. One of the most common criticisms directed at him is that many people believe he changed too much over time. Many still clearly remember the period when Lindsey Graham publicly condemned Donald Trump during the 2016 presidential race. At the time, he was regarded as one of the most outspoken Republican opponents of Trump. However, after Donald Trump became president, Lindsey Graham gradually became one of his most prominent and loyal allies. In the eyes of many Americans, this represented an almost complete reversal from the position Graham had previously taken. Some viewed it as party unity and loyalty. Others, however, believed it was simply an opportunistic decision intended to protect his political position and influence. From that point onward, questions about his changing positions continued to follow Lindsey Graham. Another reason the public reaction was so intense is that he had been a presence in Washington for a very long time. When a politician remains in office for several decades, the public often begins to view that person as part of the broader system with which they have become dissatisfied. Some Americans saw Lindsey Graham as a symbol of career politicians and the traditional way Washington operates. Others criticized him for supporting military interventions abroad and various foreign policy decisions that they believed had cost taxpayers billions of dollars. He also faced opposition over his positions on healthcare policy, immigration, and the confirmation of judicial nominees. Whether those criticisms were justified depends heavily on each person's political beliefs and perspective. Even so, they help explain why those who opposed him expressed such intense emotions. Another important point is that most people did not appear to be speaking about Lindsey Graham solely as an individual. They were speaking about the values, policies, and political system that they believed he represented. To some, Lindsey Graham symbolized an outdated political establishment in which they had long since lost faith. To others, he became a symbol of inconsistency. They believed that he had abandoned principles he once publicly defended in order to preserve his power and influence in Washington. That is why the online reactions became so intense. People were not reacting only to the story of one politician. They were releasing frustrations that had accumulated over many years toward American politics. At the same time, it is also important to acknowledge that many Americans valued Lindsey Graham's years of public service and were expressing grief over his passing. Views of his legacy differed significantly, largely depending on each person's political beliefs. You may believe that the mockery spreading across social media went too far. You may also see it as an honest reflection of the anger that part of the public felt toward Lindsey Graham's political career. But one thing is difficult to deny: reactions like these are not common. They reveal just how deeply politically divided American society has become. Instead of experiencing a national moment together, online communities were almost immediately split into two opposing groups. Each side received and interpreted the same news through the lens of its own ideology, experiences, and political views. Perhaps that is the most important story that needs to be discussed. The issue is not only the legacy Lindsey Graham left behind, but also the way Americans can react in completely opposite ways to the same event. Those reactions are shaped by personal experiences, past frustrations, and the political beliefs of different groups. Now, I would like to hear your views. Why do you think so many Americans reacted so strongly? Do these comments and videos accurately reflect Lindsey Graham's political legacy? Or does celebrating the death of any political figure cross a line? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video worth watching, do not forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next video.